Hi everyone, I'm going to show you in this video how you can replace the roads that you've already laid out in Terrain Builder with the roads tools and replace them with your own custom roads. So if you're just starting out making a map and you haven't learned about the road tool yet, there's already a few guides out there already that will help you get familiar, because this isn't a road tool tutorial, but we will be using it a fair bit. So at this point, I assume that you've already got the unbinarized roads from the Bohemia's website and you've laid out all your roads with the road tool in Terrain Builder, and now you just want to go ahead and add a bit more of a personal touch to your project by replacing the DayZ roads with your own. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, I do want to give a mention to Astropos Eglinton III and Tree, who are from the Infusion Modders Discord server, and they helped figure all this out. And that's a really good channel for anyone who wants to make maps, make mods, or just to get involved with the DayZ community. And with that, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is open your map in Terrain Builder if you haven't already. Open it up and zoom right in so you can see all your roads. You can see mine here. And I'm going to do this road. So double click it to open the tool and click Export. I have a place in my source folder where I put scrap things, so I'm just going to drop this here. There you go. The source folder doesn't pack, so you can save your scrap files there. And this also needs to be done segment by segment. You can't just replace the whole network in one go, but you won't have to relay down the roads this way, so this still helps. So let's just go back to that .NET file that we made. I got it in source, I got it in my source, and then I'm going to delete these ones because they are sort of testing ones I don't need anymore. But open your export.net file in any text editor you want to. I use Notepad because it's just text. But if you've got Visual Studio, if you've got Notepad++, it's all good. But these are, as you suspect, these are the directories for the road parts that are physically laid down on the road. Terrain Builder, and this is going to be pointing to your DZ folder, which you would have extracted way before you got into even laying down your road tools. Just want to pause here real quick. If you've already made a full set of custom working road tool roads, you can skip to 19 minutes and 30 seconds. So let's go to the P drive, DZ, I'm going to go structures, road parts, and yeah, so I want all these ASF1 because you can see that this road is made out of ASF1, so I'm going to take all of these from here. I don't need all of them to replace this one bit of road, but if you're going to make a full set, make a full set, you know, so I'm going to just take all of them for now, and we're going to copy them, and I'm going to go to my own, so this is my own maps files. I have my PBOs separately, but this is my models folder, which will be a models.pbo, but this is all my custom stuff. So typically I probably should have just laid them all down here and mimicked the DZ folder, but I'm just going to separate this for the basis of being tidy. So I'm going to call it ASF1 Middle Shire because I want to keep it in the same naming structure. They've got ASF1 and then they've got ASF1 Enoch, so paste them all into there. We'll change the names later. I'm just going to put a data folder in there as well for the textures. So it's probably all familiar stuff if you've ever, you know, reskinned or done anything like that before. But now that we've got the P3Ds in our folder, let's open one up in Object Builder and look at what texture is being used. So select all with Control A and then hit E to bring up the Faces panel, and that way we can see the textures that are being used. So it's pretty much going to be in the data folder that was right next to it. So these are all the textures that we are going to want to copy over into our data folder so we can use it on our road parts. We've got the two textures here. We've got the no HQ. We don't need the no HQ. We do need the dashed lines, the RV mat. Can reuse the RV map, but I'll take the full line and I'll take the coinate, which is the end, and I'm just going to take them all. Yep, I'll just take them off. Put them in our data folder. And there we have it. We have our textures. Let me just Okay, yep, so we have our textures in our data folder for Middleshire, so I got confused which file I was in. And we also have our P3Ds as well. So let's get started on making them our own. First thing we will need to do is obviously take the textures out of the P3Ds and replace them. So let's just let me close this first. Yep, and let me just open a fresh one with the 25 out of my Middleshire folder. Control A, E, and okay, so you can see it's still assigned to the old data folder even though it's been moved, so that will need to be changed. Let's close this and keep that, and let's go into the ASF1 dashed line CA4 color alpha. That's the one we want. So let's make a PNG out of this because we're going to need a PNG to go in Photoshop. There is a plugin which can allow you to open PAAs in Photoshop, but this ain't for that tutorial. I'm just going to save as a PNG, and there we have it. So that's our PNG ready for Photoshop. We will need to do this to some others. I'm still doubting whether or not I need to use more, but I think I should just, yeah, I'm just going to do it. So let's open up the 4 line. Yep, we all know that road. That's that big curvy bend. The coinettes, which is the end piece. There you go. And I don't know why I closed them. I need to make them PNGs again. So let me just open that back up. Yep, save as. All files, PNG. Just going to go ahead and do the roots real quick. Okay, so you can probably tell that I've only done it for the main textures. I've not done the no HQ or the SM, but let's open this up in Photoshop or whatever you use to edit images. And I'm just going to modify these a little bit. So let's just open them all up. There we go. And I'm just gonna make these look a bit more UK style. So I'm just going to change the colours of the lines down the sides to yellow. So let's start by making a new layer. Just grab the rectangle, make the color yellow, draw it over, and then just resize that a little bit. Yeah. So when you come to do your own custom roads, you know, you're going to want to make yours from scratch, obviously. So just use these textures to line up the size and the shape of the lines, because these textures aren't all the same size. Use this for like references, but yeah, you really want to obviously work on getting your own custom roads in. I'm not showing the Middleshire roads that I've made for this tutorial. This is more just to kind of show you guys that you can replace roads that you've laid with road tools. And if you guys are watching this part of the video, that probably means that you've not made your custom roads yet, so hopefully this helps you with your file structure. So now I'm just picking a blending option for how this yellow is going to overlay onto the pre-existing white. Multiply is probably going to be the way to go. Might change later, but for now I'm going to choose multiply, and then I'm going to hide it so I can get back to the main texture here. Yeah, so here I'm just going to select all the white paint on the road because I need to cut it from the yellow blocks we made. But oh no, I've seen on that bit I've just selected the yellow block still. So change layer and do it again. There you go. So now you can see I've selected all the white drops of paint. And then if I select it there, yep, so you can see the yellow one's coming through. But I'm on the yellow layer, so anything I do is only going to delete off of the layer the yellow lines is on. Don't know why Creative Cloud popped up, but Right, so that's all there, and I've pressed delete. Now everything that was white paint is now still, on the yellow block is still showing that, but the grey grains that were on the white paint is now showing through the yellow. So just, there you go, single yellow lines. You only see them in the UK when it comes to like, you can't park on this road except between certain hours, but yeah, this is just me being quick. Just want to throw some difference to the road so when we lay them all out we can see it. So I'm trying to drag the layer I just made onto the next one, but let me just pop out another window. Yep. And then now I should be able to drag and drop. So now I'm just going to realign this one a bit better. I didn't originally set out to make a texturing tutorial, but if you've really never made custom roads before, but you like to sort of be a bit, I suppose, free in terms of how you want to go about it, I'm only going to be touching on the basic elements of what makes up custom roads on your own map. Gonna line that up a bit closer, so you can see in the selection that it's chopped up. It's not a perfect square. That's because obviously all the deleting we did before when we selected the white paint. So if I wanted to make it perfect, I would do that separately on every individual image. But I'm here for the speed, not for the perfection. And I say that, but I'm gonna go ahead and feather some edges just because. Sometimes you kind of can't leave something in a certain way, and I just feel like I couldn't do that to myself, so I'm just gonna increase the brush size, lower the opacity, gives us a more feathered look. And I've cut these sides too, you know, I've messed up the edges here, I've cut them down too much, so the white line's gonna shine through still, but we'll still see that this is a yellow bit of road and that we are replacing the DayZ roads with our custom. Okay. So this next bit, I'm just going to be repeating the same bit, so let's just speed this up. Okay, and with that, that's all of our road parts now with single yellow lines. Just go ahead and export these as PNGs. And I'm gonna follow the same naming structure, so I'm gonna put the middle Shire name inside of it, but put your map name in if you want to. But again, ASF1, but I'm gonna put middle Shire and then leave it as that. So I'm still differentiating everything, because if this was my own textures I made from scratch, then that's how they'd be. So there they all are, all of our yellow lined PNG roads. Let's close out Photoshop. Got them all up top. There are the old ones there. So we need to convert them to PAAs now. So open up DayZ Tools, click View and go to Tools Directory. Go to Bin. Go to Image to PAA. And please line your windows up better than I did here. Because you can just drag and drop like that. But if you line your windows up better, you don't have to double click like I just have to here. click, click, and then drag, and then click, click, and then drag, click, click, and drag. There are a couple of different ways you can make PAAs, but I like this one because this will drop the PAA with the same name right next to your PNG. And then when you pack the mod, you can exclude the PNGs from packing, so you're not wasting space. But that's them all there. That's all our ducks in a row. The RV mat again, because the road is still the same road in essence. I'm just going to reuse the RV mats, so I'm not even going to bother changing the file names because these were still called to the DZ folder and the main folder. Even if I do retexture the main texture. So let's close this. Go back to our list. And I think at this point I am going to just start doing it. I'm just going to start following the list. I'm not going to do them all. I'm just going to follow the list's items. So let's just start by opening up this one. Doing Control A and then pressing E, and you can see the texture that it wants here. This is going to be the dashed lines, so let's open up the folder, navigate to our new set of textures, and I'm going to want the dashed line. I'm going to want our version of whatever it is that they've got, and that'll be the dashed line. There we go. And the RV mat, like I said, although I did make a copy of it, you can just use the same one in the data folder from the DZ folder, but we've made a copy, so if you was making your own custom textures, you'd do your own NoHQ in your own SM, and you'd link that into your RV mat, and you'd stick it next to your main textures, and then like this, you'd select it here. But I haven't renamed these RV mats to Middleshire either. But yeah, that's just how you do the RV mat. So let's do the next one. Just put a little star here to know that I've done it. And then let's move on to this 20. Oh no. Oh, yep. Let me save that. Alright, now let's open the next one. And again, select all. That's the textures. And again, you want to do the same one, but your version. And again with the RV mat will jump all the way back to DZ folder every time, but your text folder won't. And now I'm just going to really quickly go through the rest of the files. Alright, so that's everything all done. I'm now going to start to rename these and put the Middleshire name in. So put your map name in just like you would your textures in your folder. And then I'm just going to remove the star from the .NET file to show that I've done it. And then we're going to do it again with the rest. And then remove the star. And yeah, I'm just going to cut fade to this one, so there you go. Looks like I did it really quickly, but yeah. So that's all of them now named Middleshire. We've got everything listed. Now I want to delete all these roads because they are not needed. So let me just select all these ones. And please don't delete them just yet. I needed ASF 1_12, so make sure that's kept safe. Do what you've done with the other ASF files with number 12 as well, and I'll talk about why I messed up later. So welcome to anyone who skipped ahead to 1930, not time traveling, but 90 minutes 30 seconds. We've gone ahead and just made up our road files, P3Ds and textures, and we've put them all together. So now we're in Terrain Builder, ready to bring them in. So firstly, I need to close Buldozer, so let's get rid of this. And if you have already tested this out, you've already got your roads, you know they work, fine, don't worry about this. But because we are just making a new set, I'm just going to quickly make a a test road type. So let's just name that to our, name it testing roads. And then let's bring in our parts that we made. So there's the straight, and I got 2 of these. So again, there should be an ASF_12, but I only did 6 and 25 because they were the parts. But if you did listen to me earlier, then hopefully you've got a 12 as well. I'm just going to add some cushy fam colours to these real quick. Just so I can differentiate. And then add your bends. So that will be anything with an underscore, a space and a number is your bend. So let's just put down a straight part here and throw one of each that we put down. Don't need to do left and right, they're all the same, they're just flipped. There you go. So there's our little tester road. Let's make sure that's showing, so we'll save. And then let's open Buldozer. I'm naturally going to fast travel here, so sorry if you wanted to wait with me. There you have it. So there's your yellow road on the side there. You can see the yellow textures are on there, so we know it works. Again, if you've already tested this before, sorted. Yeah. But this is just for those who haven't tested theirs yet. There's the original. Let's close that again. And now let's move this over to the other road. So what we're going to need to do is export this road, because we need that information that we had originally in sort of the same format. So I'm just going to export this and put it next to our old street. So I'm going to call this something really creative, like new road. And then let's navigate to it. So go back to our map, our source, our road replacements, and there's our new road. Same job, open as any text editor. And really what we're doing is just paying attention to how the directories are. So keep these markers on the left hand side intact as best you can. They actually have significant importance to the way the road lays out. So the equals that you see is the end parts, and the dash breaks up part A and B. Then you have the straight lines, which are for your straight roads, and then you have the curly brackets, which is indicating the direction of the bends. So they all have purpose, so don't remove them. But we want the directories, so we're going to replace what's over here directly with what we have as our model. So you can do it just like that. And to make things easier, I say easier, when you've got a much bigger road, you're probably going to want to do it this way. You're going to want to copy your copy it and then do a find and replace. Most text editors now do find and replace. So much easier. When you're on a massive road, do it this way. Okay, so that's most of the roads done. I have forgotten to do the 25, so I'm just going to copy and paste this and just rename it as 25, so we have them all done. The reason I forgot the 25 is because it's the starter part of the road segment, which is again the elusive thing about the ASF1_12. It's just the AS25 is what was coming out of the Cushfam road. So yeah, I'll explain about it more in a bit. But once you've done all your retexturing, just overwrite the file. Don't need the old one. You know, job's done. It looks good, and it's ready for reimport. So one of the crucial parts about this, the way we're going to swap them over, so your P3D roads can't share road types. So you see how you have these road types here. This is the Cushfam test road, and this one over here is ASF1. these are set at the start when you lay the road down for the first time, because when you're clicking the road type and then clicking add new road, you're fixed to that type. So that's why you can't mingle your your custom roads with your ASF1 pre-existing. And I'm just going to show you now what happens if I try to add Middleshire to ASF1 now that it's already in place. Nope, I'm in the wrong folder. Let me back out. Got lost, guys, sorry. There you go, roads. There's our project files. Or road files, sorry. And there you go. So it's not going to be happy about it because it's already used somewhere. So we need to get rid of this. Be mindful deleting the type straight up because it will remove all roads on your system. But because I've only made the one test road, I can just go ahead and hit delete. And now that we've freed up our custom roads, we can drop them into the pre-existing ASF1. And she's happy to go in now, so let's get all the straights in. And then all the bends. Again, I really regret not doing the ASF112. Because that is the starting part for the road we're about to replace. But again, we can make up for it with 2 6s. And even though this starting part won't be replaced directly this way, we can still replace it using the split tool. I'm gonna clean it. There you go. So now, because your road type has the roads that you want that's in your directory file, you can now import. Yes, you want to replace. Let's get to that original file that we had, the old street. And it doesn't really do anything, there's no fanfare with it, but it is done, because once I click OK, I'm going to open it back up again. There you go. And you can see that all the roads that we had are now Middleshire roads. There you go. So let's open up Buldozer again. And there you have it. So that is your road that you had down originally, now replaced with your custom textures. Just kind of what we all wanted to happen has happened. The only thing is like I said, this is the elusive ASF12. This white one here that still remains. You can see my white marks off the edge there that I mentioned earlier when I was doing the Photoshop bit. But yeah, this one here we need to split out so we can get to it. So let's go back in, get your road open, and split it. Now when it comes to splitting roads, you have to have 2 trailing parts. You can't just split with only one end. So I couldn't split this again now. But this is obviously important. If you've got massive roads and your starter marker is in the middle, then you can split it just fine. It'll actually be quite easy. But if you're starting on the edge, you got to kind of add, like what I'm doing here, add another part to it so I can then split it. So that's why you need to have 2 parts. Just going to replace these with the Middleshire versions. I've got 2 ends. Don't need 2 ends. So let me just replace one of them with a straight. Middleshire straight, yep. And the Middleshire end, yep. And then split. So that's why I needed the 2. But now that I've got this one, this is the ASF112. Split and on its own with no parts left and right, no A and B. So this is now clean to delete. Let's get rid of ASF112. Put it out of our misery. And then with this side, we can just rebuild it. Now if I'd have thought ahead, again, yeah, so this is the ASF112. I didn't do a Middleshire version, but here are my 2 6s instead. Okay, so I went too deep on the end. I put an end part when I yeah. So did this a little bit wrong. I'm sorry. I will show you. I'll fix it. So we'll fix it together. I just got to open it back up and just got to do a bit of jiggy pokey around with this end bit. So you can see it's split out now and it's gone. I just need to bring it back another one and then put an end piece on it got two here, but they are, so they're, see those, I've got the whole road flip now. So because I split it the wrong way, I should have just, after I deleted the middle part, I should have just rebuilt the road from where it was. But again, if you've got roads that split down the middle either side, you're going to find yourself doing a bit of poking around. But as long as you know the basic rule, 2 parts and then you can split, you can always just eliminate and rebuild the road backwards. So this part is ASF1 middle shy 6. This actual solid block is now 6, so I can just build another 6 and then build an end. Build a middle shire end. Yep, and there we have it. You've now replaced your DayZ default road with your own custom road on a pre-existing road tool without having to lay it all out all over again. So I really hope this helped you guys. Please let me know if it did, and please feel free to subscribe or join our Discord channel if you want to keep up to date with all things Middleshire. But take care for now, guys.